parent company of Saks Fifth Avenue, HBC, says it will acquire Neiman Marcus Group in a $2.65 billion deal. I mean, I want to be more excited about this, but I think this has been, and I've talked to Mark Metrick before, I think he has been working on this for some time, so this was largely to be expected. But it comes against a backdrop of a department store space that continues to fall apart. You have Macy's closing hundreds of stores. And I think this is ultimately a play, I think, on the e-commerce business for these companies, and then maybe for the off-price business.
Well, I was going to ask you, Saz, like, what is the future of the department store business? Like in general?
I mean, I think Macy's is giving you a taste of it. It is probably, you have 200 to 300 stores open in A locations, the best of the best, and everything else just doesn't exist anymore.
Then it's just all online.
It just is online.
Okay, that was going to, the follow-up though is like, is there a combined e-commerce business here? And I say it because I find myself as a consumer, and I think the businesses find this as well, everyone has, pretty much everyone. Now they would say some of the luxury houses they play with maybe don't have an e-commerce presence, but pretty much everyone does. And I usually have a general idea of what I want, and let's call it e-commerce warehouse type websites, even the ex-Amazon division, it's not the most pleasant experience. Like browsing through a variety of brands, I don't really know what I'm getting. So if I'm at a combined Saks Neiman website, I'm gonna see some brand. I would probably rather go to that brand's website and figure it out for myself there. It's more coherent inside of a brand.
That's why the ultimate play here is a Louis Vuitton that is well off its eyes. This is a brand that has been able to control their own destiny. They're opening shops. You want Louis Vuitton, you go to a Louis Vuitton store and get that full-on experience. It's just a better experience.
Well, here's the thing. The reason that department stores, to your point, did so well was because people didn't know what they want. So what's become the kind of modern day resolution for that for retailers online? It's inferential technology, artificial intelligence in some cases, that tells you what you want and essentially takes your purchase history and is able to aggregate enough information around you to suggest, hey, you're either running low on this, or this is where we're going to generate demand in another part of your home or in your lifestyle. And then on top of that, the mall was successful because of traffic. Traffic has shifted to go online, or the new mall is essentially on your Instagram app where you're just searching through there and you get a bunch of ads that get thrown in front of you as if you were walking through a mall and having that discovery process taking place in a virtual concept instead.
Yeah, and I think we talk a lot about our own data and the integrity of our data, where it goes. But to your point, Brad, I think I've made peace at least, and I think a lot of people have. Okay, Instagram knows pretty much everything about me. Guess what? Over time, they'll probably target me something that I will eventually buy. And I'll be like, you know what? I do like that. I did want that exactly, and that's fine.
You would appreciate, I think, the nuance on this one. I think the story here is Amazon being a minority investor in this combined company. They're not only an investor, but they're also focused on the logistics. If I'm a UPS and FedEx, I'm looking at this, I'm like, wow, Amazon is really playing ball in logistics right now.
Well, the subtext, it's a whole different conversation that we don't have time for, but the whole subtext of what do you do with these combined e-commerce storefronts? The Amazon experience has plenty of problems that we could go for hours about, and I wonder how the current team, with all the AI pressures, what's going on at AWS, what they do with the retail piece going forward to make that just like a more Amazon experience. I mean, there's plenty of good things about it, but there are plenty of things about going on Amazon and a lot of other, warehouse type e-commerce sites these days that is not the greatest thing that I've ever experienced.
No, well said.